Hi everyone, welcome to our first ever podcast for the post Premier League for our Singapore Floorball Association. I'm Abbas, I'm the coach for St Hildas Secondary School, and here we have someone with a very long intro. For sure, very long intro, right?
I'm Desmond, coach of 13 years, that's all.
Wow, only years. Okay, so longer. I've been coaching for 6 years. That's why I've been coaching 13 years.
This is my 13th year.
How many schools have you been coaching so far? Or you coach?
How many have I coached?
Count.
Really?
If not,
I just did my CV.
How many schools?
18.
Oh my god. I won't have the capacity to do 18 schools. But currently you only got how many schools?
Currently I have St Cannosian Sec, St Cannosian Primary,
Oh.
Canosa Catholic Primary,
Whoa.
Nanyang Poly Boys. Yeah.
No clubs, right?
No.
Politically answer. I don't have a club as well. Behind the scenes, you will have Leandro, Chai, and Sarah, who's been working around the clock together with all the media teams at this coverage for the floorball competition in Division 1 and some Division 2 matches. So let's not waste any more time. I think we should talk about the league itself. It's very interesting, and we are moving off to the playoff from our round robin stage. So for those who don't know, right now it's a league format where each teams will be played with each other once before they are set in their own position. So the top 8 will be playing in the playoffs, while the bottom 3 will be relegated to Division 2. Unfortunately, so that's the format for the round robin, and the playoffs this time round it's quite unique. We have the best of 3 for the playoffs. So for those who don't know, the first position will be playing against the 8th position, whereas the second against the 7th, third against the 6th, and 4th against the 5th. They will be playing in best of 3 before they move on to the next stage of the competition. So basically, if you win 2, you're through. But if there's like 1 draw, 1 loss, you're gonna play the 3rd game and to decide the competition or where you're gonna be after that.
I think this is to clarify, but those behind the scenes have to correct. So if let's say the game during playoffs, full time draw, you will move on to extra time. And then if it's still a draw, and then they will go into the penalty shots. Then from there they will then determine a 1-0, and then they'll move on to the next game.
So it's a win or a loss, definitely.
Yeah, it's a win or a loss. No draw. Because if you were draw, then there's no results.
It'll be tiring. We already played there's a lot of games. What do you think? I think it's like a home and away kind of.
They're trying to play more games. This is my understanding, right? Because at the end of the day, locally, if you compare to say those in Europe, right, the number of games that we play actually is very little. So I think that format enables more excitement, but yet at the same time also induce more games. This is what I understand.
From your experience as a coach, right, if we talk about more games, do you think it's beneficial? Like their development. We just came up from COVID. It's a whole different situation as compared to last time, right?
Yeah.
But do you think will it help with more games? I think it's like there's a lot of things coming up, like Pesta Square. Everything was
correct.
A lot of build up. So is it good for us to play this playoff, or maybe just?
I would say because this is the first time, and again based on the logic itself, I would say yes. It's definitely more games the better, based on this current moment of time. I mean, after, or rather when post-COVID, right, there's this whole, I would say, a bloom. People are very enthusiastic into coming back into sports. So the more games, the merrier, I would say, at this moment of time.
My concern is actually injuries. Some of the coaches, I think, or the players will know that they have national team commitments. They also have
That's the flip side, lah.
Yeah, and then there's Sunik coming up. Sunik is coming up. Polite is coming up. School games. We have youth players. So it's quite. I think I don't know. Quite taxing for all of you. Do you think it's taxing? Yeah. It's an interesting format, right?
Say some words, man.
Yeah. They do want to say it because they get to play more. That's what they enjoy.
Yeah. Anyway, they're just laughing only.
Okay, so let's look at the table itself. After today's interesting day, it was a very, very interesting day. For the men's team, it's quite straightforward. Our champions, Schools in the Bandy, one of the oldest, if not the oldest club in Division 1. And then we have Dalan second, followed by Wondersticks third. And Nemesis in fourth with VS fifth, followed by Wolves. Sixth, Jensenite taking the seventh place. And lastly, Tanzilian. Oh, finally, they managed to get playoff spots.
Yeah, good for them. Whereas on the ladies' side, the top placing for based on the round robin games, Wondersticks ladies, that's their top, followed by NUS Titans FC. Third would be Creeps, followed by Owls. Fifth, that's a very long name, Woodlands Woodlands CSC FF Starlings.
Tito, is it Tito? Tito is Tito.
So, Mr. Lee
Sorry
Junwei, you have to correct me. Whether is it Tito, or whatever. Okay. Anyway, let's move on. Next would be two affiliated teams, Liitto FC and Prodigy FC in 6th and 7th, and followed by Wonderbells.
Oh, we have an interesting story actually today about Liitto and Protege today. It was down to today's game, but a bit of plot twist today. Very interesting. It's a very interesting plot twist today. Yeah.
What do you mean?
Yeah, we have a Liitto player here who is like, no, it's not interesting. No, it's not interesting. But it's interesting to us.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, we had to talk about the relegation position as well.
The bottom three men's team that will be relegated will be INOS, Youth Wondersticks, and PSA men's.
Remember to press refresh button.
Okay, what about the ladies?
Okay, let's look at the ladies. For the bottom three, Dalan will be going down with PSA and I think you want to say
the long one again. Woodlands, CSC, FF, Starlings,
Techers. Correct? Techers? Okay,
Mr. Lee Junwei, please tell me why they call Techers and Taito 2. Thank you.
Email SFA. Oh no, that's one.
You have my number.
Yeah, so they will be going down to the second division, whereas the top three of the second division will be promoted to the first division, which we don't have the numbers set because Division 2 for the women is still ongoing.
Yeah, in due time,
Yep, and it's quite interesting for the lineup itself. Now, what do you think? Going through the playoffs, right? Who do you think is in contention to win the playoffs after watching everything? For let's talk about the men's first.
I mean, it's usually whichever pundits they will talk about it, you will talk about the top teams, right? So both top teams as of now, Schools and Wondersticks ladies. So these two is definitely will be the top talking points in terms of winning it all. But I guess at the end of the day, we have to also talk about what are the other possible contenders. So you?
Personally, I think Schools should go all the way for men's. I think everyone has been, we've been watching how Schools played, and I think the bottom line is they're having fun, especially the kids there. The youth players there, they're having fun. They seem to be like the backbone or the energy for the team. But overall, I think they're having fun.
Well, my point would be Schools are playing at a more consistent level, whether it's defensively or offensively.
Yeah.
So they're consistent in terms of also the senior players being able to lead the team, and then that will of course trigger forward towards the rest of the team. Yeah.
And the youth players can learn from them. Definitely, they can learn a lot from these experienced players.
Yeah.
Now, for the ladies, I'm rooting for Titans. So, Jonathan, definitely, I'm rooting for Titans. But we will talk more about this. There is something interesting about Wondersticks that I want to point out, because as a coach, we are coaches. I love stats, I love numbers. But that doesn't mean we only look at the numbers itself. So, we will talk about it more. For me, Titans, definitely, I hope that they can go all the way and redeem themselves from the unfortunate defeat against Wondersticks. But let's see how far these teams can go, and let's pray that it will be a very, very nice playoffs to watch. Now we have to go to the dark horses. Who do you think that will surprise us in these playoffs?
Okay, let me talk a bit on the ladies' side in terms of dark horse. Personally speaking, based on what I observed, I actually feel that Creeps, actually do have the potential. But it's just potential probably unrealized yet at this moment of time. Before the podcast is being aired, someone among us said that Creeps did not play a very good game just now. Yeah. It kind of matches to what I feel. Whether is it in terms of their gameplay, the type of players they do have, I would feel they might be dark horse.
Crips. So any from the men's side?
Man side wise, personally speaking, I would say another form of potential untapped might actually be Dallin. Why so? Because of, again, the kind of players that they already have. Past national players, current national players, future potential national players. Again, I would say that based on the performance, the goals, the score lines, is actually possibly untapped. But hopefully the playoffs would ignite a lot more fire in them. And
do we want more fire from them?
Depends on what you mean by fire,
fire
right?
do we
Yeah.
want?
So the fire I'm talking about it more positively in terms of game performance.
Definitely, we need to see more amazing things from them. I think they're a very talented bunch of players. Amazing to watch. Yeah. For me personally, for the men's side, Nemesis. I'm slow to start the season, but now they're picking up their momentum, the pace. I think they might surprise a lot of people, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes during the playoffs. For the women's team, I would have to say Owls. Owls, under Jatin, they are very counter-attacking teams. So if you look at Titans, you look at Wondersticks, you look at Crips, they are a controlled team, if not a very high-attacking teams. But when you look at Owls, it's a very counter-attacking teams, and if you fall into a certain trap, I think you will get hurt from Owls. So don't be surprised if there's some scares or some surprises from them. So that's what I hope from these two dark horses in a way. Very interesting teams, different types of play that they brought in, right?
Yeah. Okay.
So most interesting team so far. What do you think? I would say the one that will caught our eyes the throughout the season. What for you?
I think we just now brought about Ini. So in a bandy.
Ini, yeah, definitely.
So just now I talk about their consistency. One thing that is, I would say, very clear to them, and if you look into the stats leaderboards, the amount of assists goes to each other, the goals that's being scored in the slot. If you do not know what is in the slot, it's basically the center region just in front of the goal. Their line one especially, they are able to play a certain what you call a brand of floorball, whereby they will often be able to play behind the goal, and from behind the goal, pass into the slot, and Mr. Deng Zhongwei, right, the top scorer so far based on the round robin. That's how he got his goals as well.
Is he still leading the pack, or did the boys manage to catch up? It's not updated, right? Because we just ended today, right? Yeah.
Top, if not one of the top, huh?
Yeah. So we have to wait for more of the stats to come in. Interesting.
Yeah.
How about for the women's side?
Women's side, how about you?
For me, I still love Titans. You know how I coach my team: high pressing, high intensity, speed, everything. So Titans is always like always bring that in. Like there's always something to watch, and they will run non-stop. Like it's they're not gonna end the game. It's like if they have like more hour, they will still run. But I think we agree on the men's side. Inabandi is definitely.
Yeah.
Well, it's very nice to watch. It's really like they're really having fun. Like sometimes it's a bit too tense in terms of our. Leandro is adjusting. Oh, the mic.
Do you want to be in the? Oh, he is in there.
Yeah, so you can see Leandro. Yay! For those who don't know him, you finally get to see literally behind the scenes of him. So Inabandi, I think is very, very, very nice to watch. The style itself, I think it's a normal style. It's quite a common style in Singapore, but when you play with less pressure, you enjoy your game. Watch schools in Bandy. That's how they are. Very fun to watch, and it's interesting how creative they can get, especially the younger players. The senior players, you can watch how consistent they are, like you said. Yeah. So it's a good mix actually. Then of course now we have to talk about our top players for the tournament. Do you think we should talk about both sides or
as much as we can? Yeah.
Because just to give everyone here an idea, because Desmond and myself, we coach girls school team actually. So naturally our focus will be towards the women's national team or the women's league. But that doesn't mean we are not aware of or the men's scene. But definitely we will try to keep up. Especially me, I'm quite new. I won't say I'm quite new, but I'm new to all this opening up of floorball.
Humble.
No, I'm quite new actually. But yeah, so your top male and top female.
Okay, I just want to bring up again Zhong Wei, the top male in terms of the top male. So Zhong Wei is probably one of the few players where I've seen him since he was 13, 14. When back in his RI days. So even back in his youth days, he was also known or being known, in within the team as a very scorer. I remember very good drag and wrist shots. So that has been consistent way, during his youth days. Humble boy. When you talk to him, very nice boy, willing to learn the game by itself, very enthusiastic. So whether is it playing the game, helping his, after when he graduated from RI, I do know he also went back a few times to help out his juniors. So his involvement in floorball is not just just playing the game. So that will be someone that he has already shown so far. His point stats, and hopefully that he can bring it forward and also bring it and show it in the playoffs as well. Yeah. So Zhong Wei for the men, and for you?
I think I will talk more for the ladies. Okay, this is an issue with stats itself. Most of the time, I think players know when we receive the match sheet, we will always look at
Man
of the match,
Yeah.
saves, goals, who scored, who assists. But we rarely get to see blocks. We rarely get to see tackles. We rarely get to see interceptions, 50-50. So I come from a football scene. So interception, blocks, clean sheets for defenders is very crucial for our development. So we know what kind of error we make, especially 50-50 challenges or 50-50 wins in a way. How well can you win a ball? So for me, I personally love watching Mindy plays in Titans, how she can read the game and intercept or get into the action immediately. I believe she plays a center role, but Titans is very fluid how they move. So it is very interesting, and the style of how I love to coach, high pressing and whatnot. So she'll be a good example for me to share with my kids back in school about how do you read the game, how do you press, how do you intercept certain things, and a good example for everyone. But I'm not sure she got injured recently. Mindy got injured, so get well soon. Focus on recovery, please. It's long years ahead. So we'll see you back on court very soon. Now, we talk about forward, we talk about defenders. Let's talk about goalies. So you want me to start, or you want to start about the goalies?
Let's talk very quickly. So goalies wise, I have two more or less relatively younger ones. But one of the young ones is actually Shazana from Liitto. I would say she was very much a prominent figure way back in her U19 days. And up to now, she has even participated in the recent SEA Games for the national team. So she's a really prominent figure in terms of the goalie position in the ladies scene. There's this another goalie that I would like to just point out. I felt that her vocal level during the game is very, very good. So she can positively affect her teammates well. Nor Ernani from Crips. I actually felt that she was very vocal. I actually
your
took note.
house.
Yeah. I just realized that.
Yeah.
No, but I caught sort of like observe her a bit more during one of the Pesta Sukan weekends. And I thought very great character, great personality, and this is what I like from my goalies. So it's not just making saves or throws or whatnot, but also the personality. She does have the personality. Yep. You?
Okay, for me, we've both seen Shazana in action, and we know. Under Eminence, she had I think about 6 assists. How many assists did she had for Eminence? Maybe you can fact check it a bit. But yeah, you can look on Instagram. Yeah. So it's an interesting. For me, goalkeepers are the first point of attack for me personally, because they initiate the ball, they initiate the attack. So some of them can directly get involved. Five assists. Shazana, 5 assists. So in the league so far, no right, 0. Liitto, any assists from her? Is it? Okay, then once we get the data, we will know. We will find out. Yeah. Oh, got assists also. Oh, not bad.
So who was the forward? They got the.
Then it's just something I want to talk about these 2 goalkeepers. So for the men's side, of course, this is just based on numbers. Not just based on numbers. Sorry. Based on his personality, so I like Jepal as a goalkeeper. Very confident, even from the side when you watch how he is as a goalkeeper, you will feel like that's the goalkeeper. That's a goalkeeper that you want to be there to protect you.
He is also very vocal.
Vocal.
He don't. Okay, I nearly want to say something like cannot be aired, but anyway, he is very vocal. Whether is he on a positive front or if you make a mistake like in front of him.
So get ready. So you make a mistake, then you will not sleep at night, lah, Jepal.
I don't know.
Jepal, be nice lah. Don't score people lah.
He's nice. He's nice off court though. Yeah,
off court is nice.
Damn nice off court. Yeah.
Don't get confused. On court angry.
Chat, talk to you, about anything else.
Off court very nice. Only on court only. So just don't make mistakes. Whoever is playing for Wondersticks, take note they are doing playoff. For the women's, it's Wondersticks again. I will segue to the stats about this also. So Fariza, definitely legendary goalkeeper in Singapore. I think one of the best, if not still best top saves, I believe. And of course, vocal again and can start the attack, initiate the attack very, very fast.
Do you know once upon a time, because both of them were sponsored by Floorball Nation, so both of them wore blind safe. I mean, up to today, they still wear blind safe stuff. People thought they were siblings. Really? I mean, for a short while lah, but yeah.
Jepal.
Yeah, just a bit of facts. But anyway, but they're not.
I don't know, but now you say that well.
Some bit of resemblance, but okay.
A bit funny.
This is something off track. Okay.
Let's
move on.
Let's move on to the stats. We're talking about goals and of course they concede and the goals that we score. This is something interesting that a lot of things that we can talk about. Look at Wondersticks, both Wondersticks ladies and Wondersticks men.
Wonderstick men, okay.
Yeah, so you can see that they have high number of goals. So for the Wondersticks men's, they have like 62 goals, and
whereas for the ladies,
you have 103 goals, and considered less 10.
I do have a rationale behind it though. Do you have any idea why? Or
goalies? Definitely the goalies.
Goalies? But you're talking about goals scored.
Goals scored. So goalies played a big part, right?
In terms of the throws, assists, or
as in when goals against.
Oh, goals against. Yeah. Okay.
So I think Wondersticks, we know that they are very attacking team. You guys also play against them, right? You know it's a very attacking team. High number of goals, definitely. I'm talking more about something that when you look at the conceding rate, goal against. You see, Wondersticks for the ladies they have let's just open it up. 10. They considered 10. And for the men's, it's 24. Okay, so we have some stats, but it's not fully updated because the season just ended today. What do you think of that? What does that stat alone tells you?
I think it's not. Of course, I think you want to talk about mainly the goalies because you talk about Jepal and Farizal, but. If you want to bring it even more, it's of course the general defense. Defenders that's in the team.
There'll be a twist here.
Oh, you have a twist. You have a twist. But anyway, I just want to talk mainly on the Wondersticks ladies. I think there's a sisters inside Wondersticks ladies. So both of them again was very prominent since the youth. During their youth scene. In fact, from hockey when they were youth. So. Tiffany and Jerry, both of them definitely very good defenders to help Wondersticks ladies in terms of not conceding that many goals and being a lot more dominant in the ball possession as well from there.
Just gonna bring up the stats for the goalkeepers.
For the goalkeepers, okay.
So it's not updated fully. Just to it's a talking point for all of us actually. Yeah. So let me just show you. Let's look at Fariza's first.
Okay.
So number of saves so far is I think it's updated from last week, right? It's 98. 98 saves and they consider only 10. So we can talk about the defense, we can talk about the goalkeeper. What does that tell you? 98 saves for a goalkeeper, as compared to, let's bring up the closest, which is a Titans goalkeeper, right? So, 40 saves, and they almost concede the same number of goals. Titans 11, and Wondersticks 10. So what do you think about the stats? This is very interesting because we have more access to the stats.
Oh, it seems like you have something in mind.
Yeah.
I'm trying to analyze it now on the
if,
spot.
If the goalkeeper,
okay.
I love numbers. Yeah, I love numbers. So if goalkeepers is saving a lot, what does that speak about your defense?
Okay. Yeah. Which is actually something that I want to talk on the attack side. But I think it can correlate to what I want to say. Definitely. Yeah.
So for me personally, when I feel, because those who played under me, you know that my goalkeeper is always bought. I think Shazana also can testify that she will just stand there. Yeah. Because the team is always high pressing and we try to defend from the front. So goalkeepers, when the time comes, they need to save. It's like they're like the major insurance. Come in, save. So it's very little number of saves or shots towards us. So when I see the number, when we were going through the stats itself, I was looking, actually, Wondersticks consistently, both Jepal and Fariza, I can show you Jepal's numbers, very high saves. Granted, good, amazing goalkeepers, but then it speaks a lot about the defense itself. It's quite exposed in a way, but of course, as coaches, we know certain coaches' style of playing.
Which is probably what I want to bring about more.
I think you should bring that up. It is a coaching style, and it's not right or wrong. It's a preference. It's a preference of, like I say, his style is very different from my style, but that doesn't mean it doesn't work. If it works, for me, the best thing that can happen is when the players can listen to our instructions. And vice versa.
I mean that, I think that by itself, in terms of coaching styles, tactics, and approach to the game, it can be a whole total new episode of podcast by itself. But just to bring on to the fact what he's trying to say, but Wondersticks, both men and ladies, are actually coached by Sarah, and Sarah, historically speaking, it's a very attacking-minded coach. To a certain extent, he is not known to be a defensive coach, to put it that way. So if to put sort of a bit more extreme comparison, so Wondersticks and Owls is both different spectrum. So if you were to say when Owls play against a certain team, they are more than willing to let the opponents have the ball, whereas for Wondersticks, they kind of operate a lot more differently, where they want to have the ball more, especially when they have the ball. Anything else you want to add on?
It's very interesting because most of the time when us coaches or even players, you guys play, you will say, we play the dice 5 or the house system. It's quite interesting how we interpret why this works or why that works. So, like, for example, this today, the last game of the season, the women's game, where Jupitans went against Liitto. Sensitive topic. Liitto.
Don't go away, my lady.
Total shots by Liitto just now, 56.
You should bring it up, man. Bring up. Where's the stats for?
I think it's okay.
Never mind. But it was something 50-something shots.
And how many goals?
10 on target.
10 on target.
1 goal.
1 goal.
Jupitans.
2 on target.
2 on target.
Means 2 goals.
2 goals. Yeah. Hello, my dear ladies. But anyway.
So it's interesting when we have a very nice view from up here. So I was talking to Leandro about how JQ style is. We can do another whole segment of podcast about coaching. How JQ style of playing, and you can see what Jupitans did today. I think he's in Jeju now. I think he'll be very happy. I'm not sure if you're happy or not, but it was really nice to watch. It was a really, really nice pattern to watch. Granted, Liitto tried everything. They threw everything. Literally 56 shots. Everything, but they couldn't get the answer. And it was a very, very disciplined Jupitans team today, and it was the biggest plot twist to end the season. One of the biggest, if not too many plot twists already this season. Worse than Korean drama. How many seasons this one? One season only got a lot of twists already. Taiwan drama, how many? I haven't watched any Taiwan drama.
You mean the 100 odd episodes kind of? 1,000. Got thousands.
We got the stats.
Got the stats. Okay, so this is the stats for?
Oh my goodness, just now the game.
Oh, just now the game. Okay, so again, Liitto had a total of 56 shots. 10 on target, but only 1 goal scored, whereas as compared to Jupitans, they only had 13 shots, 2 on target, but that 2 was the vital one. So 2 goals, and therefore Jupitans actually won 2-1.
National
on
player?
the day itself.
That scored.
I have no idea. Sorry.
Is it? Yeah.
Is it? Oh, okay.
Amazing. Speaks about the quality of the player. But it's amazing. It was very nice to watch. Very tense game, but it's very nice to watch. Well, talking about intense, I think this season, from the earlier part till now, it caught a lot of our attention. Basically, the discipline of our players and, of course, the officiating and all the officials involved throughout the season. You know, we just returned from the pandemic. You know, we started with the school games, and you can see quite a number of young players in teams. I believe because the school started first, National School Games, followed by Polite, Sunik, all. So naturally, the quality will be, or the fitness level, or more experience in terms of playing after the pandemic will be from the kids. However, the issue is the discipline part. You know, we talk about, we coach schools, we talk about values and character. What I think is very important, especially for our senior players, to show these kids they are up and coming. There's a lot of them for us to uphold, actually.
Yep, I think you're more or less referring to that 1 or 2 weeks, right, where there were.
I think we had a few also. This recent weeks also we had a few.
Series of red cards, fights, whatnot. But yeah,
red cards.
Yeah, I mean.
2 minutes, like someone today had 2 minutes also. Yeah.
Oh, of course, 2 minutes is part and parcel of the game. Yeah, part and parcel of the game. You can get 2 minutes if you happen to be like a 6 player on court as well. Okay, but again, back to what we are talking in terms of players discipline. Yes, I totally agree with you that senior players have to be a role model by itself. But of course, broadly speaking, right? In my opinion, the league, it's actually sort of still far from being very established. So teams, I do not know. I don't have any info or proper info or stats. Do actually teams come together often enough to train, coach? The quality of the coach. Not saying that the quality of the coach that's coaching these teams are bad right now, but I'm just talking about general quality of the coaches. How much do they instill these values, discipline into the where is it from senior players down all the way to the young players? But I think more closer to us is for coaches at the youth level. How much also do you want to instill this discipline right from day one when you have these kids, and so that their foundation can be already good, and when they proceed on to play more, to compete more in the league, then there will be a less of an issue by itself. Yeah. So
I think I have one player in mind, but I know we will talk about
one
that
player.
A youth player.
Of
Positive. Yeah.
Okay.
From
not so
positive to positive.
Okay.
But we'll talk about that later.
Okay.
Yeah, but again, I'm not. I wasn't a floorballer. I wasn't raised in the setup, so I'm new. I will always be mindful, always be careful of who I talk to or what I talk, and be mindful. I'm coming to someone else's home, so I must be respectful and know how it's like. And when I come in, I want to help bring it up, level everyone, bring everyone together. That's my point. So I played football. My perspective is that, for the discipline part, especially when we're going to talk about officials soon, when we talk to referees, I always tell my players, no one can talk to the referees except for me. And as a coach, we played in sports, we played in, floorball, some even officiate games. Things get heated up very fast. And we demand a lot from referees, we demand a lot from our players, we demand a lot of things. But at the end of the day, we are still human. When we step out the court, we are still friends. That can be another set of issues also that will happen. So I think it works both ways. Yes, referees must make crucial, important decisions and justified decisions. I won't say best decision, justified decisions. And on the coach's side, need to be mindful. Because I can give you an example. Last year when we played the third and fourth position for NSG, my players were flying, literally being shouldered, and they flew off court. Nothing was called. The last period, I think the game was draw. It was entering the last period. We talked to the teachers. The teachers went over to the bench and told the match secretary. We didn't even shout during the game to the referee and whatnot. Went over to the bench, told the bench, match sec that, okay, if it's a risk to our students, our players, safety risk, we will have to do something about it. So at least they are aware that okay, safety is an issue. So I think as coaches, we are worried about that safety, and of course, which side they are on, are biases or not, which I doubt happens.
I doubt so.
Yeah, I doubt so. I really doubt so, because so far what we've seen is more of the confidence in making decision. Just like players' confidence in trying to tackle the ball, trying to shoot, it's the referee's confidence in making decision of what they saw and what is their interpretation of the game. So if you have that confidence and it seems fair to both sides, I think it's it will be very smooth as compared to reacting using emotions. But we are all humans. That's normal. That's something expected.
I guess at the end of the day is down to one word, which is education. So education, not only just to the players, but actually education right from the start, where coaches. So education on the coaches, education on the referees, education on then it translates down to the players, and when you play as a whole. So it's a broad topic lah. That's all I can say. Yeah, I can go on and on for.
Which is stressful. Sarah, you coach. You referee primary school, secondary school games before, right?
Actually, you can come and you shared with me something about refereeing.
Yeah,
that you are a bit more apprehensive ever since a particular incident or day that you but so like I said, you told me lah.
Oh yeah, by the way, for those who've been following the league, who enjoys watching drama, we had a few in-season dramas. Today we had one. I think it was the second game of the day. Crips against Wondersticks. There was delay. There were delays here and there, and it was. I'm not sure what was the decision, because I guess the referee side the committee will have to investigate. But we had another previous incident also, a red card incident where subsequently after investigation, and due process is important. How they initiate the investigation and whatnot, and they rescinded. I believe they rescinded the ban or something. I'm not sure.
From who?
One of the teams. We can't confirm yet the teams, right? Was it Liitto or Protege? Protege. Yeah, Protege. So I think the coach got red carded, and they went to appeal, which I believe the process itself, even in
Protege coach.
Yeah, Protege coach.
Mr. Genmark.
Mr. Genmark.
Oh really? What did he do? Come and talk lah. Huh?
I think there was an incident.
I thought he's always been quite chill during games. I mean, I didn't. You have to let me in, because
So it was sportsmanlike behavior, unsportsmanlike behavior. Sorry.
Yeah, but he was just.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So basically, unsportsmanlike behavior from the bench itself.
Okay.
I believe some of the rules will state very clear. Like red card or ban and whatnot. So the due process that the referees had to go through, or the appeal had to go through, was there. But I think from what I've gathered, because I was walking around today asking what's going on, to make sure it's clear that we maintain the integrity of everyone. Be it players, coach, referees, doesn't matter. To make sure that it's clear. So I think, like you said, it's a very small community and we're still young. We're still growing. I think there's definitely lots of room to improve, and I think we need everyone in. We cannot just be one-sided or different camps. Everyone needs to be in to really help this sport grow.
Yeah, help the sport grow, basically. Yeah, because I mean, as a coach of 13 years, certain topics that I heard, when I was a novice coach, and then 13 years later or 10 years later, I'm still hearing the same old stuff. Like, yes, thank you very much.
Maybe I'm moving out to the uncle coach soon. No.
But then I'll still be 7 years more than.
So
never mind.
You'll be an uncle.
Grandfather.
Grandfather coach. Yeah. We'll talk about the young player.
Yuana? Yes. Yuana. What about her?
If she's watching.
Hi.
When I mean, she's an interesting player. I think she's in the U19 setup now. Her career at the start, I knew from last year's CD, she has this fire in her to argue with referees.
Oh, way before, man.
So you coach her during the primary school days?
Yeah, so this player of that we are talking about, it's somewhat connected for both of us because I coached her when she was in primary school, and then now obviously it's Abbas coaching her. So
Coach, now she's graduating.
coach,
already.
okay. I look for where is she going?
Most
Or
likely
interning?
IT.
Yes, you are talking about her fire, in terms of arguing,
Yeah.
Arguing.
I wouldn't say arguing. It's more like
vocal,
she's vocal.
in terms of
letting
people know her views.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just to share. So I coached her when she was about P4, I guess, P3, P4. So way when she was young, she would also often, I wouldn't say being in a rude way, but she does question.
Correct.
Also like,
Yes.
coach, why like this? Coach, why like that? So but on my end as a coach, I actually value this sort of players.
Yes.
You know, because it shows the willingness to learn, the willingness to play and compete. Yeah. So of course, that being said, as coaches to manage this kind of player, it does takes a different kind of touch, I would say. So I do remember once or twice, trying to convince her that floorball is the sport that she ought to stay. And of course, the progress she has made ever since in the secondary school scene, as well as currently in the U19 scene, I'm like a proud daddy, man.
Yeah. Amazing, right? The pipeline, and suddenly it's like we both coach her.
Yeah. Of course.
And the beauty part about her is that she matures. She matured a lot. So from the very fiery, always why, it's more like, okay, I accept it as it is, but later on let's try to work on it. And it's amazing. You can see like today's game against Titans. Wow, she was superb. I was like, not bad for a 16-year-old going up against Titans. And she was the center of the team, blocking shots, making passes. Her passes, amazing. A playmaker passes. I think. Do you play with Yana before? No.
No.
I think some of the
She's
eminence players play with her before, right? Like Queenie, all that. Yeah. So they would know how it is. Yeah, but it's nice to see how they change, especially within our control. The education part, like you said. So eventually, when they reach the higher level, they know that there are some things that are beyond their control. Okay, fine. We talk about it later. But important is get the game on first. Yeah. And we saw that also with the men's side today for Inos against Nemesis. Quite intense. Body checks, emotions and whatnot. But generally quite clean, very, very disciplined bunch of players, which is very nice to watch today.
Well, I think the good thing about, unfortunately, Inos is relegated. But one key point that I want to bring across for Inos is that they're actually being coached by Sonia, and they are basically Sonia's boys for years. So her teachings in terms of values and how to play the game, it's very clear cut. It's very prominent. I remember I shared with a friend or two during events when I saw a particular team of boys just playing and competing. I was like, this group of boys seems like Sonia's style. Then after asking, it is. So I would say again, another topic to talk about is really coaching style.
Coaching topic,
So Inos, even though they relegate, hope they catch back next season and then jump back up to the Premier League.
Yep, and Eminence were trained by the players were trained by Sonia, and they won the youth league. I just literally had to point towards which direction the goalpost is. Hey, that side, and you guys and it's amazing. We only had one training, and just tell them on the clipboard what to do, this and that, and game on. Yeah. One training that some didn't attend, right? Yeah. So, and they were very quick to get ideas immediately, and let's try. So I think that's very important. Teachable players. Coachable players. Very important. Yeah. Okay. Before we end the podcast or the session, let's ask our behind the scenes people. What do you want to know about your coaches, or anything you want us to talk about before we end the session? We're literally looking at them, they're like, looks like they got a lot of things to ask, but they don't know where to start, right?
Come on.
Yeah. Leonard, do you have anything you want to ask us about any coaching?
Be busy lah. Okay, how about I ask you one, you ask me one, I ask you one, up to three lah. Whether floorball or non-floorball
like
related.
play off like that already,
Yeah,
have all
those quick fire questions. I ask, you have to answer. Ask, you have to answer.
But cannot draw. Yeah, must win or lose only. Right?
No, there's no win, lose. There's no win, lose or draw. It's just more of letting the viewers know, who
I
are
need
you.
to go finals. Yeah, okay.
And if 13 years in the scene, you still do not know me, who am I?
Wow, very sad. You live under the rock, huh?
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. Who don't know Uncle? Hey, you hear that? Who don't know Uncle Desmond? I didn't say.
Never mind. I'm used to it.
Okay, you want to start first?
Okay. First question. So I ask you, then you ask me. Can I not?
But I answer first lah. I cannot.
Yada. Okay. First question.
Wah. Got multiple choice? No.
No.
Open it.
Are you single?
Hey.
I told you I'm floorball, not floorball related.
Hey. Floorball related lah. Cannot ask this kind of question.
I'm floorball related. Then what?
Floorball related.
Which school do you coach, man? No lah, people know already what.
Why you want to ask this question? Hey, cannot.
Floorball, not floorball related. Okay, so you want floorball related? Floorball related.
Yeah, floorball related.
Floorball related.
Okay. Sensitive topic.
Can. So just now, okay. Anyway, just now you said. Why are you laughing? But anyway,
they know the answer.
They know the answer. But I don't know.
Yeah?
The viewers don't know.
No, but you can ask them. Yeah.
So single. Okay, never mind. Okay, floorball related.
Thumbs up or thumbs down?
Okay, floorball related.
Floorball.
Okay, you say you're from football, right? Okay. Which position?
I played right back, then subsequently become a defensive midfielder.
Oh?
Yeah, so I like to run a lot.
Fabinho.
More like
What?
Michael Carrick.
Michael Carrick is not a right back.
I like Vidic. I love Vidic, even though he's a defender. But I'm a dog basically. I will chase. Like my coach would just say, number 7. Okay, that's
You're
it.
like
Game over.
Vidic style.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Tough. Fierce. Okay.
Okay.
Yes. Your turn.
Which floorball position is your favorite?
Oh, forward. Thank you.
Forward.
Yeah.
You are forward.
Was a forward. Okay, was a forward. Does play center. Suck as a defender.
So you end
worse as a goalie.
Worse as a goalie.
No.
I agree.
So basically, I started as a forward.
You don't catch balls one. Yeah. Okay.
No.
Yeah.
So, oh come on, man. So basically, I started as a forward.
Yeah.
As a new player, usually most of the time, coaches were like, new player, just go play forward.
Yeah.
Because you can't control the ball, blah 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 blah. So I started off as a forward. Then I felt I'm pretty good at it up to a certain point of time. Then as I play in the league more, slowly I ventured, tried to learn the game, and then had odd chance to play in the center role. Again, why I said I suck as a defender, because I do remember that once or twice occasions where when I was in a training team, the coach put me as a defender, just to play a bit, try out.
Yeah.
You never know, right? So cannot high balls down. Oh my god, my challenges with the pacey forwards or stronger forwards, is never my cup of tea lah, basically. So forward is my favorite role. Yeah. So then I'm just gonna ask similar questions. So if you were to play floorball,
I did play. I mean, some of the cups, or the Taishan Cup, those corporate competition. I love center.
Still center.
Center or defense. Yeah, because I was a defender, right? So I like to see the game and make nice passes. Like everyone won't expect. I think during one of the coaching course, I did one of the. It's like a pass in between the 3 players. I was like,
clap to yourself. Pat on back.
I don't know. I cannot do that because high stick. The referee say high stick.
Okay. Okay. You're next.
What's the last question?
Last? Is it last? No, second. Second question.
You asked?
I asked my second, man.
Yeah. Sorry. Thanks. Fact checks. Yeah.
But I'm still thinking on the third question though. But yeah.
Well, second question. Of all the schools, what's your favorite school to coach?
Of all the schools, then I just have to say my SAC SS girls.
Oh, really? Wow! Shout out!
No, cannot run away from it, because the day one I'm with them, and up to now I'm still with them. True. Yeah, so it's close to my heart.
Alicia was laughing about it.
Alicia.
Yeah. He was laughing about Alicia. Once I said Alicia, he laughed.
Yeah, if anyone knows who's Alicia, do write in the comments. Let us know what you think about her, what's she good at, and but yeah, I have stories about her also.
Yeah. He will reply in your comments, like.
Okay, so yeah, but Anthony Cannosian, yeah. So
I really hope I can continue like you.
Continue in terms of?
Continue coaching St Hildas as long as I could. Yeah. It's very dear to me.
I would say it's possible, right? Based on their support.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think one of the most this is again another topic to talk about in terms of how schools support
Yes,
coaches
yes.
in terms of their career, in terms of their income. So I would say St Hildas is definitely one of the schools that do support the coaches. Yeah. So third question. Okay, so now only St Hildas. Is there any other possible schools that you would like to? Sorry. Not schools in
Institutions.
particular. Not schools in particular, but probably levels. Say primary, tertiary. You want JC, poly, uni.
I think
Or
they are
clubs.
aware of my ambitions. Eventually, like I said, I want to help level up the sports, and we are already in the world stage. You know, the issue is how far can we go?
Okay.
That's my ambition. But immediately, if you ask me, I would like to try to coach one of the IVP schools or institute.
Okay.
Specifically, maybe uni. I want to see that level. What we can push. Yeah.
I do know of.
There's none available.
No. I do know of.
Oh.
Yeah.
Write in the comments. No.
Never mind, all this offline.
Yeah. No comments. Cancel the comments.
So
Cancel the
I
comments,
guess
Andrew.
something that is different from you. It's I'm actually more passionate on the youth side. I remember when in my first few years, I actually start off like say in a secondary school scene, and then subsequently actually the next school was again another secondary school, and then was RI lah, but that's how I got to know Zhongwei, right? So then after that, subsequently, it was actually a poly. So I was like, how then am I gonna start off with my primary school career? So I actually do tell people that I actually would like to work on the primary school scene. Then subsequently again, because I told you 18 schools, right?
Yep,
Then how I work my way around, and then that's how I got to know Joanna from Pasir Ris Primary. So that's a bit of my history. But again, my main point is I'm a bit more passionate on the youth scene, on how we can expand the base in totality in terms of numbers in the youth scene, so that then there's a bit of more chance or more people right at the top when you talk about the national team.
Yeah, the quality that you want to bring up, right?
Correct.
That's true.
So there's just a bit of difference at this moment of time. Yep.
My question: where do you hope?
Oh yeah, you still have another question.
Yeah. Wow. He answered. Yeah, he enjoyed already.
I thought done already. I thought
let's end the session now.
Okay. Last question.
Where do you hope to see Singapore floorball in 5 years' time? Wow, sound like minister question. Yeah.
But I'm not national coach. You should ask this to Sonia, to JQ.
JQ at Jeju lah. Very difficult.
JQ, what do you think, please? Comments below.
Comment. He literally comments it.
Okay, but again, if I were to just relate back to the previous answer, in terms of the youth, right? I would say in 5 years' time, if there are more, okay, I think take it this way: the U19 setup, right, was set up a couple of years ago.
Yep.
But actually, way back,
Yes.
back, there was also U19 squads.
Yeah.
But then somewhere in between, ghost. Just disappeared. So then U19 then came about, and it's so far so good lah, I would say. So if in 5 years' time, I think we talk about bare minimum. If the U19 squad can still persist, if the support from the association or Sports SG, and as well as the coaches that comes up to take up the team is still there, then let's hope to have a certain sort of results quality from the U19 first before we actually talk about the national side.
Yeah. I think we lacking of that. The youth part, the pool of players. Sometimes, even when we do open trials, I'm not sure how it is, but it's quite difficult to get the whole pool of players in.
For sure.
That's a whole different topic we can
correct.
talk about.
Correct. I'm trying to restrain myself because once we talk, you'll never end.
Yeah, that's it. You all will be watching the viewers become low. And right in the comments, you must press the like or dislike button also, right? Yeah. Okay. So let's check with Leandro the time itself. So anything else that we need to cover, or we're good to go with? Yeah, we're quite there yet. Quite there. Almost.
Can
yeah,
more or
then
less.
we can end the session. So before we end, I just want to make a quick shout out to everyone who has been with the league itself all the way from the start, supporting our SEA Games, women's and men's team, and of course those who are in the school scenes, the teachers, parents, and friends, family members who have been really, really very supportive of the school scene. I think we've watched different level of competitions, from national school games to IVP to Polite, and the upcoming Sunic. Let's try to support each other, especially those who are not in the floorball scene, who are popping by to see their friends play or their loved one play. I think it's very important for you to continue your support. And with that, I really hope that this sport can grow and be one of the top sports, because I think MOE has a number. It's an increasing. The participation number is increasing, and hopefully one day it will be one of the well-known sports.
Yeah, I guess a quick one is in the national. Sorry, at least on the secondary school scene, it's national level straight away for the B div and C div. Whereas for our more established sports like say netball, badminton, volleyball, basketball, soccer, they often have to play their own zone
Zonal
first.
games, yes.
So, but Singapore it can't be done, because most of the schools that plays floorball are actually more dominated in the east and in the relatively in the north.
Correct.
So the other zones are still kind of untapped. So yes, definitely more room to grow. But again, years ago, we say the same thing.
Yeah, we have.
So years later, still about the same thing. So, and I do know on my work front, schools are actually closing down floorball. Yeah. So again, when one school does come in, if another school does go out, then the numbers is just the same lah. Yeah. So yes, in terms of support wise, still a lot more to grow in terms of catching up with the more established sports. Yeah.
Okay.
Correct.
With that, I think it's a good first podcast session. I think we can call it a day. Please tune in next week for our playoffs. Please root for your teams, and let's have a very good playoffs. Right.
Where can we find you? Oh. Well, after all that, then talk about me. So sad. But anyway,
fourth question. Isn't it three?
Fourth question. But okay. Anyway, I do run. Not really run. Okay, but I did manage my own YouTube channel. But it all also started pre-COVID, or rather because of COVID. Someone making fun of me right now. How I wish I can turn the camera and then show.
She just did air hook or something. I don't know.
No. Figure of eight, something like that. Yes.
Okay. On YouTube.
But anyway, for the young, again, youth, right? So I talk about youth, the development. So anyway, during COVID time, I was more or less forced to come up with new ideas, new things and whatnot because of ECCA. So I actually open up, manage a YouTube channel, and then where I post video contents on in terms of like basics, basic skills, basic stuff. I talk or ramble certain things from time to time. I've been probably on a 2-month break. Still no idea how am I going to move forward in terms of that channel. But again, for young players, if you wish to know more about floorball skills or learn something about that, floorball basics, FLOORBALLBASSICS. Anyway, you'll be down in the description below.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
With that, let's end the podcast, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.